If you want to be in a relationship that works, you need to give praise. That comes with a caveat, though. You got to understand your person. You got to understand what their love language is. I have met guys who don't want to be praised. I think that's probably a rarity. But if you are doing the opposite of that and you expect this person to fall in love with you, then you're in for a rude awakening. You're going to destroy your relationship. And I see people do this all the time. You want to give the person what they need, what they're craving, in order to reinforce what it is that you want. That's so important. And it's so simple. Give the person, you want to reinforce what it is that you like in the person. And there are people who will absolutely say nothing when a person has done something for them that they really like. They won't say thank you. They don't say I appreciate it, but they enjoy receiving it, but they don't give any feedback to the person that they're with. So the person has no idea that that's what you want, that's what you like, that's what you enjoy. They're not getting any feedback. They're not getting uplifted, but you expect them to continue to do the things that you like, but you never praise them for it. How is that supposed to work? And then the opposite of that is when you're putting someone down. Sometimes people think that's cute. Sometimes it makes people feel like, oh, well, we're really close because I can criticize him. I can speak my mind. I can tell him what I don't like. That could also be a huge mistake, especially when you're dealing with a fearful avoidant. Fearful avoidance needs something that's going to uplift them and keep them going. If they are doing nothing but receiving your punishment because you think we're close, so I can say whatever I want, be careful of that. I made that mistake in a great relationship where the guy kept telling me, be honest with me. Be honest. Anytime a man has ever told me to be honest, his whole countenance falls when I test out the theory and I give him what he's saying that he wants or that I thought he wanted. That's not true. Nobody wants to be put down. So if somebody is saying, tell me your truth, it needs to be healthy criticism, or you need to use tact and care when you are speaking a truth to someone that you are romantically involved with, because we are all way more sensitive in this area. This is not your mother, it's not your father, your brother, or your sister. You are building a relationship with this person and you are romantically involved, which makes them a lot more sensitive to what you say and what you do. So you want to be careful with speaking your truths. It's like I played classical piano for many years. I used to write for many, many years, still like to write. But that type of feedback, I had to get used to. I could get feedback from how I did in a piano performance. That was a given. My teachers at the art school that I went to, they would have to give me critique and feedback, and I understood that. It came with the territory. I remember writing in high school and winning awards, believe it or not, for my writing. I took a journalism class and I took the critiques very well. Whatever my teachers told me to do, I did it. But there were people in the class who would fight the teacher. I want to write creatively. And it was like, but this is journalism. So it's not your creative writing endeavor. You're writing for this magazine, you're writing for this contest. So there are lanes for which we have to get feedback and critique. But in your romantic relationship, where this is about love and romance, I think you have to use kid gloves no matter what they say about I like the truth. Be careful. That guy wants to be your hero. He wants to be somebody that you find amazing. That's part of the thing about a romantic relationship is you kind of want to think of each other as, wow, like this is my special person. I'm so proud of him or her, and I love these things about them, and I think they're one in a million. So when you take that person and you start beating them down, that is not okay. But you want to uplift them, you want to praise them. And I want you to try to be genuine about it. I don't want you to just be like, I just need to come up with something to praise him for. Let it be genuine. Let it be something that you really like about him, that he's really good at. He could tell you, I think something's wrong with your car. Let me check it out. You could praise him for that. That means a lot. You're looking out for my safety, and that means so much to me. Or if he's wearing an outfit that you think looks super sexy on him, and you want him to wear those kinds of clothes, giving him some feedback on that, I think is a great idea. You want to praise them. I remember years ago being in a situation with children where it was nothing but punishment, punishment, punishment. And I worked with a guy who had worked in like the prison systems, and he was saying they were trying to reform the prison systems. One of the things that I found was excessive punishment doesn't work for anybody. If you're punishing, 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 those kids would start to go nuts after a while because they weren't getting anything positive. There was never a, okay, you did great, so you get off the hook, or you don't have to be in this situation, or we heard something that you did that was good, or we caught you doing something good, and we're going to give you some feedback and some praise and rewards. I'm not saying to let people get away with bad behavior and that you shouldn't address that, because I think it's important to address that. If your guy doesn't call you for a week, but you're supposed to be in a serious relationship, you have to address that. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about disregarding bad behavior. But what I'm saying is nobody can take constant criticism, constant put down. A lot of times women will get into relationships where they feel like they've got a fixer-upper. And so I'm going to change him and make him more of what I want. Well, you need to be strategic with that. You need to catch him doing the positive things that you like and not spend an inordinate amount of time putting him down for everything that he does that you don't like. That's not going to work. Nobody can withstand that. And I learned that when I work with those kids, and it was just punishment, 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 punishment. Nobody can function under that much punishment. Even your worst person needs some type of positive feedback, some praise when they do something that you like. And who doesn't want to feel good about themselves? Who doesn't want to feel liked or adored by someone who really cares and loves them? I recently watched a video of a couple that they just got engaged, and it was somebody that I was already watching, but now she's engaged. And on her last couple of videos, she's tried to criticize the guy. And I don't know what, I like to look a little bit deeper. What is the motivation for that? Is it that you're trying to show that this is how close we are, or you're trying to make the relationship seem more realistic? But he did not respond very well to her critique. He didn't like it. And not only that, but she's addressing it publicly. And I think she was trying to pick some lighter issues just to make them seem more realistic, like we're not perfect, but it still did not go over well. He responds so well when she makes him her hero. Like, he looks out for me. He takes care of me. He's so kind. He's a tough dude, but when it comes to me, he knows how to be sensitive to my needs. But the thing that she criticized him on was he snores. And she said, even though, so what, who cares? It doesn't bother me, but I do bump him and wake him up and say, hey, you're snoring. Hey, hey. And that, even though you may think that's innocent, you have to be very careful with things like that, because if he snores, he can't help it. I mean, he came back at her with "you snore," and she was like, "You're a liar. You're a liar." And he was like, "Yeah, you do. You may not do it a lot, but you see how, okay, you're chipping away. And I know that might seem trivial to you, but I'm just saying you need to be aware of those kinds of things, because if he snores, he can't help it, for one thing. And then two, you're telling everyone. That's kind of a sensitive subject for a lot of people. So just be mindful. What are some things that you can praise him for? If you praise him, you're going to get more of what you want. I remember I had a friend whose husband finally swept and mopped the floor, and he took care of their little girl while she ran errands. And he was so excited when she walked in the door to show her, "Hey, I swept, I mopped." And she didn't give him any feedback. And she told me, why should I praise you for something that I do every day? I'm not going to do that. But you praise the things that you want more of. So guess what? He never swept or mopped again, because he wanted her praise. He wanted her feedback. He wanted to hear, "Good job. Like, that means so much to me." It's worth giving it a try. Okay, so we want to praise, especially if you have a fearful avoidant. They already have anxiety about so many things, and they can feel directionless when it comes to relationships, with romantic relationships. So one of the ways to steer the boat is to give praise, give positive feedback for the things that you like that they're doing. It helps them to get their footing and their grounding. So I highly recommend that you do that. So let's go a little deeper with how praise can help bond with fearful avoidant individuals. So it's an intricate world, the fearful avoidant style. Okay, so if you've ever found yourself wondering how to connect with someone who seems both drawn to and fearful of intimacy, you're in the right place. Because one powerful tool in your bonding toolkit is praise. So let's explore how offering genuine praise can help forge deeper connections with those who have a fearful avoidant attachment style that you're trying to form a relationship with. So you want to understand fearful avoidant attachment. So let's take a moment to understand this style, because people with this style often experience a tug of war between wanting your closeness and fearing vulnerability. They may have a history of inconsistent relationships or past traumas that make them wary of emotional intimacy. And as a result, they might appear distant or hesitant to engage deeply, even though they long for a connection. So if you're not giving them any praise, you could be pushing them away. So let's talk about the power of praise. Now that we've set the stage, let's talk about the magic of it. Praise is more than just flattery. It's a way to affirm someone's value and contributions. For fearful avoidant individuals, receiving genuine praise can be a game changer. So here are a few reasons why. Number one, boosting self-esteem. Fearful avoidant individuals often struggle with self-doubt and may feel unworthy of love and connection. When you offer sincere praise, it can lift their spirits and reinforce their sense of self-worth. Number two, creating safety. Praise can create an environment of safety and acceptance. When someone recognizes their efforts and qualities, it fosters a sense of belonging. So this can encourage them. Number three, encouraging vulnerability. By acknowledging their strengths, you can help them feel more comfortable with their vulnerability. When they see that their efforts are recognized and celebrated, they may be more willing to let their guard down and take the risk of connecting to you on a deeper level, which is what you want. So, how to use praise effectively? We want to do it in a sort of like amazing way. So, you want to be genuine. Authenticity is key. Fearful avoidant individuals are often skilled at detecting insincerity. Make sure your praise is heartfelt and specific. Instead of a generic, "You're great," try something like, "I really admire how you handle that situation with such grace and thoughtfulness." Okay, and then we want to praise efforts, not just outcomes. So recognize the effort they put into their actions, regardless of the outcome. This helps reinforce the idea that it's okay to try, even if things don't go perfectly. For instance, if they attempted to express their feelings, you might say, "I'm proud of you for sharing that. It takes courage to be open." And then you want to celebrate small wins. We're always looking for something huge, but sometimes it's the little things that matter the most. Celebrate small achievements, whether it's completing a task, overcoming a fear, or even just showing up at an event. Acknowledging these moments can help build their confidence and strengthen your bond. And you want to use praise as a bridge. If you sense they're pulling away, use praise as a way to bridge the gap. A heartfelt compliment can serve as a reminder of the positive connection that you share. For example, "I really value our conversations. You bring such a unique perspective that I appreciate." And be patient. Building trust takes time, especially with fearful, avoidant individuals. Be patient and consistent with your praise. The more you affirm their strengths and contributions, the more they may feel comfortable opening up to you. So we want to nurture our connection. Praise is a powerful tool for bonding with individuals who have a fearful, avoidant attachment style. By offering genuine, specific compliments and recognizing their efforts, you can help them feel valued, safe, and more willing to engage in deeper connections. Remember, building trust and connection is a journey. Each moment of praise can be a stepping stone toward a more profound relationship, which is what you want. Helping fearful, avoidant individuals feel seen and appreciated. So, go ahead and sprinkle a little praise into your interactions. It just might pave the way for a stronger, more meaningful connection. Happy bonding! So, hey, beautiful people. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments and what topics you want me to explore next. Your feedback means so much to me. Let's keep this adventure going. Don't break up with me. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. Check out my books on Amazon for insights on enhancing your love life, navigating narcissistic personalities, and exploring the 16 Myers-Briggs personality types. Links are in the description. You're amazing, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.